Hey, it's your Fantasy LM. Alright, you guys are probably a little cold in there in the refrigerator. Kinda got cold feet. I don't know what's going on. You're feeling, fantasy's gonna be tough for all you new guys, but I'm here to warm you up. So let's get you out of the refrigerator. Let's go over some stuff. So, obviously you can tell I'm cooking, and this is not a cooking how-to video. Let's go through some stuff. Anyways, I've got my fantasy magazine here. Let me pull back into the camera. And as you can see, this year they've got Chris Johnson on the front cover. What a guy, huh? Yeah, he's definitely somebody you're going to want to pay attention to. If you're going to be doing fantasy and you're going to be drafting, I suggest picking one of these things up. Now, there is other magazines out there. There's the NFL magazine. There's a bunch of other stuff that they have. A fantasy NFL one. That's all fine. That works too. But I like to stick to this one because it's ESPN. It's a great magazine. My dad gets this magazine as well. It's just the way to go. The awesome thing about it for you that are not familiar with it, it just basically goes through all the stuff. This is a good, guide you just use. It goes through all the information. They talk about each player. All the way down to pretty much every player they need to talk about. 606 player reports. You can't go wrong there. You don't really have to roughly put so much effort into your homework, into getting all the stuff that you're doing, all the homework for the league. For your team, but you can. It's an option. There's a lot of people I know that put a lot of time into it, and there's a lot of people that don't put too much time into it. So it depends on what route you want to go. You can put hours in it, and you can put, a few minutes into it. However you want to approach it. I, myself, put a lot of time into it, but that doesn't necessarily mean I come away with a championship every year. Statistically, I studied fantasy, ESPN magazine, and all kinds of other stuff, and players and stuff like that, like I do every single year. And last year, this wasn't my year. I came away with 3 wins. And the year before that, I got into the playoffs and almost made a championship. So it's partly a game of luck. There's 3 different ways of really approaching fantasy draft. And fantasy draft, by the way, is August 22nd at 12 noon. I've got that on the board. And our league, our ESPN league, actually have a clock that tallies down each hour, each minute, and every day. Every single day, so as it gets closer. I can't remember what they call time lapses, maybe. But it's cool. You can check out and see how much time you have. If we apply the tomato juice, no, I'm kidding. You do have roughly 3 different ways to go here. You can, like I said before, you can either do a preset ranking, and I could walk everybody through that, whoever's interested. And what that basically is it's kind of nice for the person that actually will be on vacation, or hey, I'm going to the Grand Canyon on August 22nd. Can you work around having the draft on a different date? Not necessarily, because I'm not going to really change the date for just one guy, unless there's like 8 people that can't do it that day. Then maybe possibly I'll be able to change the date. But there's a way around that, and if you're going to be in the Grand Canyon on August 22nd, or Paris, or whatever, basically you can do a preset ranking. And what that is it's basically a system on our ESPN league that allows you to go on there and put all the players that you're interested in on this ranking and rank them all individually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way down. And you can also tell the system every round what position you're interested in. It's a good way to go, and it takes care of all the hustle and bustle for you if you don't have a laptop or you're not, you're going to be at the Grand Canyon. So it's a good way to go, and I can walk you through that or do a video for the people that are interested in that. Now, some of you, the only problem with that is that you're not there. It's a computer computer running everything for you, and the computer doesn't think like you think. It basically goes as you exactly tell it to do. Computers are great systems. They're wonderful and terrific, and they do everything you tell them to do, but they're also very stupid. They don't know how to adapt to situations. If someone is in the league, you know, the draft's going on, and someone does something that is totally off the chart or off kilter, the computer's not going to know what to deal with that, you know, but you will. So that's the downside on it. But the real positive note on preset ranking is last year our owner, Nicola, won the fantasy championship off of using preset ranking. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to lose if you do that. The other option is basically just doing auto pick. You just basically, if you don't show up or you're not there for the draft, you really don't need to hit any buttons or anything like that. It will just automatically go on auto pick. If you're not signed on to ESPN by noon, August 22nd, there is no stopping the train. It just runs. So whoever's not there, it officially goes on auto pick. Now, I think if you do jump in a little earlier, a little later, you will immediately be able to take control. I'm not positive on that because I'm always there on time. I suggest everybody gets on ESPN, our league, gets ready for ESPN Fantasy Draft an hour prior before our draft starts. I suggest, or 30 minutes before the draft starts. Just have the thing on there. A lot of people like to chat and blog and talk about stuff. That's not a problem. It's kind of fun. But do that because it gets you ready for what's going to happen. When it starts. Because if you're not ready and you're not there and you're late, you say, hey man, I'm tardy. There's nothing I can do. It's just going to keep running. I can't stop the system. Well, I can, but it's not really something I'm going to do for one guy. Not to be wrong or anything. I just, I've got to let the thing run. Once draft starts, it's pretty crazy. Everybody has, I think, about 2 minutes to make every single pick. They have 2 minutes to decide what they want to do. And then the picks start going. And usually the first few rounds go pretty quick. So I suggest if you're going to draft and you're not going to do auto pick or you're not going to do preset, to have a sheet ready to go with all your players' names and everybody who you want and stuff like that, all your homework that you did, however long it took you, and have that good to go. Because otherwise, you're going to get yourself in a pickle. And you only have 2 minutes. And once that 2 minutes is up, the system will pick for you off of their own ranking. They have their own preset ranking that they use if you don't have one. So they'll choose for you. It's not me choosing for you, but it's the system choosing for you. Which, can kind of suck for some owners. They don't want to have that happen. I think I went through auto pick. Auto pick is basically the system doing everything for you, choosing all the pros and stuff like that. That's an okay way to go. It's not a problem. Our point system is very different. We rank quarterbacks very high. We rank running backs right below them, and then wide receivers and tight ends and then everything else. So get very familiar with our point system. We're still making little adjustments here and there, but small ones. That's the story on that. So get familiar with our player ranking. For our league, how it would rank these guys, just go to players on our league, and once again, I can make a YouTube video for that. Go to players on our league, check that out, and click that. Just click players. It'll be up there on the list of things. Hit players, and then that will show you any player you want, what our point system ranked them last year. So you're getting just our points. That's a great use to use, and it's free. And it uses our points, so it's phenomenal to use. It's definitely a way to go.